Phony, and totally weird. Gavin's hands. It's time for Gavin's hands.
The notion of agency, that we're not bystanders in the world. It's decisions, not conditions, that determine our fate and future. And that fundamental notion of agency, I think, is important more broadly. And I think that goes to some of the issues around, victimization. And I see a lot of that, respectively, on the right, increasingly, even with Trump often approaching things from that sort of.
Gavin Newsom walks in like California's own James Bond, slick, smooth, and armed with enough hair gel to survive a hurricane. The cameras love him, and he knows it. Every step, every smirk screams confidence. But then enters Tyrus, a giant with the calm of a lion and the power of a wrecking ball. When Tyrus speaks, the room goes silent, not out of fear, but because he speaks the kind of truth people can't ignore. This isn't just a critique, it's a full-scale reality check, sharp enough to cut through the Hollywood gloss. And trust me, it's about to get explosive.
Tyrus?
What I saw,
Yeah.
what it looked to me like he was negotiating with a deaf prostitute.
With a myriad of issues. I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor down in Hawaii, who had some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties, and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward, and we'll be presenting those in a matter of days, not just weeks.
California, the postcard of the American dream. Sunshine, ocean waves, and red carpets rolled out under perfect skies. On the surface, it's paradise. But pull back that golden filter, and the real picture starts to blur. The Golden State suddenly looks less like a dream, and more like a Netflix documentary gone off the rails.
Go back and watch the tape.
Yes!
He literally goes, I want some of this, then you do some of this, and I'll do some of that back to you, and then we'll do this, and then I'll pay you, and then we'll do it again.
True.
And then she kept saying, no. Okay, how about this? You do this one first, then we do this one, then we give a little back and forth.
If you're enjoying this takedown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because this ride's just getting started. What once looked like the land of opportunity now feels like a scene straight out of Mad Max. The taxes hit harder than a heavyweight, and people are sprinting out of California faster than ever. And in the middle of all that chaos, Gavin Newsom, standing tall, smiling for the cameras, acting like the crisis is just a backdrop for his next GQ cover.
Tyrus, did he leave out anything? I think there's about 100 other reasons, too.
Well, it's not his words when he speaks.
Yeah.
You have to watch him closely. And some genius decided not to film him any lower than the shoulder.
Yes, did you? Yes.
So what did he do?
You couldn't see the hands.
No, but he sent Morris.
Newsom delivers his speeches like a Hollywood lead actor. The dramatic pauses, the polished tone, the rehearsed gestures. But behind the movie star confidence lies the blooper reel California can't edit out. Homelessness keeps climbing. Businesses are fleeing. And everyday people are paying Beverly Hills prices just to live in what's starting to feel like Gotham City.
I'll be in the car.
Yes, I think you've done enough this evening. You can take the rest of the week off.
Thank you.
Charlie,
We've all been there, right?
Yes, we have. Yeah, it's noisy in the city.
Every time I look, I just see him going. I'm sorry.
You know, another option it could be, because he's doing the whole rebrand with the podcast and he's trying to.
And then comes Tyrus. No filters, no teleprompters, just raw honesty. Where Newsom brings polish, Tyrus brings grit. While Newsom flaunts hair gel, Tyrus drops truth bombs. Picture it. Newsom bragging about California's progress, while San Francisco and Los Angeles crumble into open-air chaos. Tyrus doesn't sugarcoat it, he slices through the illusion. California promised utopia, but delivered The Walking Dead.
Maybe you can fix California while you stop by. 2 shows, you should be able to do that.
Hey, you know what? Real funny. So the other night, I got like 3 weeks ago, time flies when you work. I get a text at 2 o'clock in the morning from the president who says, hey, bro, I just filled California up with water. governor's pissed and sent pictures, LOL posts. Who doesn't love this president?
Let's talk business. California used to be the crown jewel of innovation. Silicon Valley, Hollywood, Napa Valley, the dream trifecta. But under Newsom, that dream's been replaced by a mass exodus. Companies are running to Texas, Florida, even Nevada, anywhere with lower taxes and more sanity. Imagine choosing desert heat over the California coast. That says it all. And while regular Californians were locked down, cutting their own hair and rationing groceries, Newsom was clinking wine glasses with lobbyists under chandeliers. The man preached sacrifice, then lived like Gatsby.
Back and watch it. Look at the blinking. Blink, look. Meet me at the house. Like, he's blinking. He's sending. I'm getting there. Hey, just so you know, I'm not wearing pants.
Ew.
And then, look, he's blinking. And then eventually, the camera guy realizing that he's signaling him, so he gets appalled, leans back, camera comes down, and then we're back to this. I'll do this for you. You do this for me a little. So he's saying whatever he's going to say. There it is. See? They couldn't hold him back. He's like, I'm not on film. Oh, I'm not. Nope. Oh.
That infamous dinner became the perfect snapshot of his leadership. Rules for everyone else, luxury for him. And Tyrus didn't let it slide. He painted it so clearly, you could almost hear the silverware clinking. While Californians were eating leftovers in sweatpants, their governor was savoring truffle pasta, preaching, "We're all in this together." The hypocrisy wasn't just obvious, it was insulting.
Well, speaking of full of isn't it? I'm sorry, I'm confused. He's still governor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he could do something about it. That's the most irritating thing, is that why did anyone say with a follow-up where he's like, the homeless situation is ridiculous? Follow-up question, aren't you governor?
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference. That's the difference between the radical left and President Trump. He'll talk about something as it's...
The fallout was priceless. Ordinary people nodded along. Finally, someone was saying what they'd been thinking for years. Meanwhile, critics scrambled to defend Newsom or dismiss Tyrus as just an entertainer. But here's the irony. When the guy known for body slams makes more sense than the man running America's biggest state, that says everything. Tyrus doesn't need spreadsheets or spin. He just points at the wreckage and calls it what it is: failure. California's image of progress has cracked, and the glitter's fading fast.
He's playing with us. Meet me at my house. You get mine. I get yours. It'll work out.
Paul, are they capable of soul searching? It feels like the party itself has no soul.
Yeah, I know. They have no soul. You know, it's a really interesting statement. If you just kind of, you can break it in two. He spends the whole first part of that saying, we lost because this. Essentially what he says is, folks, we were on the wrong side of every issue last.
Tyrus isn't dazzled by drone shots or Hollywood sparkle. He sees the reality: tents under overpasses, boarded up stores, families choosing between rent and groceries. If dysfunction were a sport, California would be undefeated. And at the center of it all, Newsom, smiling for the cameras as if the chaos behind him were just bad lighting.
He's going to go up and say, listen, I'm going to sign an executive order to stop homelessness. Here's how we're going to do it. Bam, 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 done. The border, done. 5 days later, 99%, no one's crossed. They're standing at the border like, you go. No, you go. Like, no one wants to.
That dinner wasn't just a scandal. It was a symbol. While Californians canceled weddings, funerals, even Thanksgiving, Newsom was toasting with lobbyists at a Michelin star restaurant. Rules for thee, not for me. Tyrus turned that moment into a courtroom exhibit, Exhibit A of arrogance. He didn't exaggerate. He didn't have to. The truth was enough to burn.
Gavin, I know him very well. He's incompetent. He's a nice guy, looks good. Hi, everybody, how you doing? He's got some strange hand action going. I don't know what the hell is his problem. It's a little weird, to be honest. There's a little something shaky going on there.
I came into that recall campaign still arguing that all politics is local. I still had a romantic notion of that. I intellectualized that a lot of our politics and the discourse was national. I didn't fully appreciate how nationalized our politics have become. In so many ways, that shape-shifted a lot of what we're doing and who I am today. But this last year, these last 6, 7 months, this is something altogether different.
That's what makes Tyrus so powerful. He doesn't shout, he slices. He uses humor like a weapon. People laugh, then pause, because behind every joke is a reality they're living. Rising crime, unaffordable gas, and neighborhoods transformed overnight. He's not quoting statistics. He's describing life as people actually see it.
Yeah, his hands are just weird, though, Tyrus. They're always doing funky things.
Yeah, I thought it had something to do with the California budget cuts and stuff. Since they didn't have a hearing impaired transitioner anymore, I'm not paying money for that. I'll do it myself.
Tyrus reminds everyone, California's beauty hasn't disappeared. It's just being smothered by bad leadership. It's the world's 5th largest economy, yet people are fleeing to Arizona for cheaper groceries. Tyrus speaks like the guy at the gas station, shaking his head at another price hike. And that's why people listen, because he's not detached. He's real.
So, you know.
A little bit of bubble.
Yeah.
Nice. Could you imagine if you were the sign person for the TV going...
No, he reminds me there of, remember the guy who did the sign language at Mandela's funeral?
That's why his words hit like a hammer. No politics, no filter, just reality wrapped in sarcasm. You can't hide the truth when people see it every day. Sure, the beaches are still beautiful, but now you pass tent cities to get there. California still glitters, but it's fool's gold now, fading under the weight of taxes, crime, and hypocrisy.
I was in the White House, this is one of the first things I would do. Clean up your streets. Instead of sending our military men and women out to other places to make other countries safe, make our streets safe. How is this an argument? If you don't like it, what's not to like? Other than that you have to tip your hat to the orange devil. That's the problem. Then you know what? Find a way, like 1,500 National Guards. We will only allow 1,200. And then call it a victory. Clean up your neighborhoods. Leave the politicians out to go out on the waterfront at 6 o'clock in the morning. But notice he wasn't filming himself.
And when Tyrus unloads, the illusion shatters. His humor makes it bearable, but the truth lingers long after the laughs fade. If one voice can tear down Newsom's image this easily, what happens when others join in? The Hollywood gloss won't save him forever. The cracks are spreading, and California's starting to look less like a dream and more like a warning.
Well, speaking of full of I'm sorry, I'm confused. He's still governor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he could do something about it. That's the most irritating thing, is like, why did anyone say with a follow-up where he's like, the homeless situation is ridiculous? Follow-up question, aren't you the governor?
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference. That's the difference between the radical left and President Trump. He'll talk about something as it's...
So here's where it all lands. The illusion's gone. The shine's cracked. The truth stands in full daylight. Tyrus didn't rewrite California's story. He just read it out loud. His mix of humor and hard truth cuts through every speech, every headline, every lie. Newsom can't charm his way out anymore. The polished smile, the photo ops, the fake perfection, it's all crumbling. Because now, people see it for what it is, a glossy performance masking a failing script. And Tyrus, he didn't just roast a governor. He exposed a system. And once you see the truth, you can't unsee it.